Greetings. Ooh, nice little scene there, isn't it? Pretty cool. Yeah, so I mean, all we can work with is what we know. And if I know for a fact that you've got the energy of a corrupt group of narcissistic parasites are in the collective feeding off of the empaths. Well, generally what you come to find out is the INFJ unmasks those individuals over time. The issue that we're running into is I know that when a child is born, they know who you are. When you have statements made by people like J.P. Morgan that millionaires don't study astrology and billionaires do, that tells me that the minute they bond you to a corporation like America, they know who you are. You have that energy in the cards of them bending free will, trying to destiny swap, trying to live in the lap of luxury and keep someone asleep and off of their destined path. Okay, great. So we're bringing that back into alignment. The karma that comes from bending free will, that's what it is. I mean, I'm not going to do any extra work for anyone else. Simple enough. I give information, I get information. Getting it from the universe, well, I mean, it's just what it is. How does the universe give you information? Not always signs and synchronicities. When it comes to God's wrath, divine intervention, it's what it is. We can all feel it brewing. We can all feel it coming. When there's that energy in the cards about them being upset with Pisces because Pisces is favored by spirit, I woke up to the fact. Anyone you... Ooh, look at that. I woke up to the fact. I woke up before the alarm clock. Anyone you talk to that knows me knows something very yeah, look at that. 3:03 on the timestamp. 6:30 on the clock. Spirit's already knocking on the... Did y'all hear that? That's what it is. My spiritual knocks on the wall. That's what it is. When you hear that energy in the cards that they don't like Pisces spiritual protection, okay, great. I worked really hard to get a connection like that. And the fact that I'm waking up to them bending free will, obviously since birth at this point. Okay, great. So, as another reader says it, that's the whole point of that, is they can go argue with her. As soon as they identify the energy, I'll find the information. I'll throw it in the comments. Do what you want with it. It's in the community page. You take it for what it's worth. Granted, will I be using AI to save me time? Absolutely. I have done enough. I've had enough of these energy vampires draining me. So now we're going to let AI throw them into a tailspin. Simple enough. Let them do their own research. You've got individuals that did not care whose lives they took out over money, power, greed, jealousy, envy, da-da-da-da-da. And then when I find a post on LinkedIn, now we know that the job force is waking up. So simple enough. When I see a post like that your glow irritates the people who haven't figured out how to turn theirs on yet, okay, I can go with that. Am I mad that free will has been bent since birth in a horrible destiny swap gone wrong? Confirmation. No. Are they mad that now it's all balancing out? Their lives are falling apart? It's what it is. They were feeding off of someone else's energy and destiny other than their own. I can't do anything about that. They don't know how they're going to fix it. They won't stand in their truth. And we're still having to figure out what they have done for a lifetime. So, if they've targeted us since children, then that is a them problem. If they continue, and you got to think, every time I say groups, gaggles, hives, and herds, because it's a karmic loop. It's karmics doing the same karmic shit over and over and over and over again every lifetime. Okay, so now what are we going to be looking at? Them going insane. They've been doing the same thing lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. Simple enough. When I hear that energy coming from a reader that's the last person they wanted to wake up. They didn't want that person to ascend. They tried to stop divine union. Okay, great. Divine union is within. Coming into union with the divine means the divine is now balancing things out in divine order through divine intervention. Everyone is under divine judgment except for the individual that came into divine union. And that's the thing, they don't know how to fix it because they've been doing it since birth. Conversation I had last night with a gentleman, and shout out to the reader that said, pay attention, that we would start to see things plan out with our prophetic word, almost like we were speaking it into existence. Sure enough, we're sitting there talking about the things that are going on in the cards. We're sitting there telling stories about what is currently going on, and then it plays out right before our eyes where we were at. And he says it. He was like, man, that's crazy. We were just talking about that. And then you know me, I don't lead anyone on into the aspect of scaring the shit out of them. So I just, oh yeah, it's pretty crazy. So, those of you that understand this concept of the body jumping entities that they have conjured, cool, I disintegrate that shit. Doesn't bother me. I'm shielded from it, so it's not my problem. When I hear that energy in the cards that this group targeted us for the intellectual property, they make memes about the INFJ carrying the load and doing all the work. Pisces was targeted when they were a child. I was in the target program in the 3rd grade. That's what it was called, the target program. Doing research and things of that nature. Okay, great. That was my favorite thing to do, is to knock all my stuff out and then go help people with theirs. That's what it was. It's where Dolores Cannon talks about children with being bored in school. Basically what happens is they're smarter than everyone else. They've already come with their DNA activated. They've already come with higher consciousness building, so to speak. And they're not challenged. They knock their work out, and then they're sitting in class getting in trouble and teachers and parents are sending them to duptors who are medicating them, right? Like there's something wrong with the kid. The kid has completed all their work. They're bored. Kids being kids. So you're going to throw them on some meds. Start them off in that Drew game earlier, huh? The minute I heard Dolores Cannon say that, I thought, well, it would be kind of messed up to be drugged for being smarter than everyone else. That's what it is. And, trying to use my past against me. They can't believe what they're seeing. They're trying to stop Pisces from achieving success or maintaining the success that they have. But yet I overcame my past. Make it make sense. So you're telling me that the people who are still in the depths of their addiction are pissed off that I'm smarter than them. That's basically what you're telling me. Okay, well, I can't do anything about it. Then we just proved that drugs don't make you stupid. Anyway, me having sobriety for quite some time, yes, that energy is in the cards. Overcoming these past obstacles. What is my concern with doing the research on angels and addiction? What is my concern with seeing super empath, clairsentience, whatever you want to call it, feeling others' pain when we're raised in a society where no one's responsible for how you feel but you? And then when we shield up and the energy starts going back on people, oh no, now it's a problem. Now you're a misfit in their society. That's what it is. So, great. You've got that energy in the cards of free will being bent since we were children. Fantastic. We will be leveling that out through divine intervention, through karma, the law of karma. The law of interference has already been broken, and we're seeing that play out before our eyes, whether it be on social 1, 2, 3, 4 on the clock, whether it be social media, in our own day-to-day realities. And if you want to know what that's about, go watch Dolores Cannon on her 3 waves of volunteers. Interfering with the evolution of humanity is a huge, universal no-no. And they're destroying the planet. No Earth, no Earthling. So, buckle up, Karma Cups. It's going to be a very bumpy ride. Expect me to be even more difficult to understand, because I'm going to give you plenty to read as this information continues to come to me that I already fucking know. It's simple enough. It's better to enjoy and, let people figure it out. If they're not smart enough to realize what a group has done, it's better to give than to receive. Great. So they were giving someone shit that was hitting an energetic force field and going back on them. And then they start a hate train. Look what this person is doing to us. We're projecting this energy that's boomeranging back onto us, but it's his fault. Okay, great. So, this is simple enough. Now they have to read. Now they have to do the own. Everyone is unique. Everyone is on their own path. Hearing that energy and being able to fully agree that we have been targeted since birth. They've been bending free will since. If they never wanted you to wake up, if they were hoping that you never came to the realization of what was going on, if they wanted you to always stay asleep and never see through the illusion, that means all the weird shit that has happened to me my entire life is someone else bending free will. And now their shit's falling apart and they're looking for someone else to blame. Well, I mean, that would be the point where forgiveness is for you. We would all need to blame ourselves for falling for that shit since birth. So you were born in to simple enough. I don't follow any of that MK Ultra shit. I don't care about any of that. I do follow the fact that shamanic sickness is going to be striking down on these people. That's going to be their judgment. They wanted to be healers. They wanted to take on these personas and then knew absolutely nothing about tradition, and they don't have anything indigenous about them. Upset with Pisces because of our spiritual favor. Okay, great. What do we know? We know that free will was bent since birth. What is going to happen? I'll leave it in the comments. You read it and form your own opinion. My advice, whatever that group did that got them in the situation, do the opposite of that. The polar opposite. The polar opposite. Simple enough. They took, give. Right? We have to prepare for what is coming. Right? And me being prepared, cool. Then that means you just worry about yourself. Because, I mean, when it comes down to it, you know, oh, I need this. Now, what have you given? It's fucking equal give and take at this point. I have given enough. I am not giving out. This is it. I gave it the office. Simple enough. Simple enough. Because we're about to watch it all come crashing down, and then now we're going to have to deal with new level, new devils, and I'm going to say it over and over again. You've got a group, gaggle, hive, and herd, and what they used to be able to do to people has reversed on them, the Uno reversal card. They're used to getting away with doing this to people, and then Pisces comes on the scene with an energy that affects them in ways they don't understand. So what they used to be able to do to people now boomerangs back on them. What has it led to? Free will being bent since birth. How is that going to balance out? I have no idea. You would have to talk to the people that have been bending free will since birth. That's a them problem. That's not a me problem. Simple enough. So, buckle up, Karma Cups. Namaste.